Alright, so what we're looking at in front of us right now is going to be this universal backup camera from Dual, which is just the O'Reilly's brand. That's supposed to be a full color camera, 19.6 feet of cable with parking guides, and this 4.3-inch LCD monitor that's supposed to hook up to it. So these two products today we're going to put on the Dodge Neon. I got another one of these cameras to put on my truck. I'm going to see how I like this monitor, and maybe I want to get a different one though before that. So digging into this monitor here, it comes with your warranty card, the instructions I already took out, the monitor, pretty basic. Feels like, you know, as long as you don't throw it around, it won't break. And it's probably fake 3M tape, but yeah, should work pretty good. And then of course the wires and the plugs to hook it all up. Now we're gonna dig in this box, the universal backup camera. Guessing this one's gonna be pretty basic as well. Packaging, instructions, and all the wiring that you're gonna need to hook it up, plus some screws and some extra real 3M tape now. We're gonna dig into this camera, square basic camera, bracket on the back. You can either use that 3M tape or the screws or both. Nothing too special. The plugins should be all we need. Alright, what you're probably gonna need for this, of course you're gonna need your camera and the monitor. I got a good set of drill bits, crimper, a wire stripper, a little screwdriver, and then a nice collection of butt connectors. So I got the basic crimp-on ones down here, but then I also got these heat together soldering connections up. This camera claims to be DIY easy installation. Not the camera, the monitor. We're gonna try to go ahead and mount it right up here next to the boost gauge, and then figure out a way to run power up and around and down to the fuse box. So looking into this a little bit more, I could try to mount it to this rough surface right here. I don't know how well that would work though, it's sandpaper and cleaning, or I can try to put it down behind there. So a lot of these cameras we'll be able to flip around the way this pedestal goes. Let's try that out, see what we're looking at. Alright, so now that we got that all sorted out, you know where you want it placed. Just find a really quick and easy way to route the wires. I think I'm just gonna follow this original all this original wiring back here, up and around. We can go down through here, and then I took the lighting strips that were on this vehicle off, just never took this out. So I think I'm gonna go based off this add a fuse plug right here again. I'm gonna look for the reverse lights. Alright, so I was having a little look inside this monitor box, and we have 3 wires coming off from here. It also came with this for this one wire. Judging by the ends, this is going to go in the red, and this will be our power. So off this power one comes stopped, and we have a ground and a power wire. So I'm going to attach this power wire on this double fuse side. I'm not sure exactly where I want to plug it into yet, but we're just going to plug and play and see what works best and what looks good. So looking in here, there was a screw right there. This screw that I'm going to use as my ground, because it's touching metal directly. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take the negative off of this. We're going to diligently crimp it on to one of these. It's the smallest one, and it fits perfect. And then we just tighten this screw back up, and we got our ground good, and we know it won't go anywhere because we crimped it in instead of just wrapping it around the bolt. Alright, here is now the moment of truth. The screen probably won't say anything when it's on, but the car is not on. Just the auxiliary turned on, so the radio is working, which is where I have this hooked up into now. You can see I got my ground connected up in right up there. I just have this plugged in the same spot I had my LED lights plugged into. Let's see what it does when I go ahead and plug it in. All right, moment of truth right now. Oh, you can't really see that on the screen. Oh, you kind of can. But it goes from being like a faint color to like a black LCD screen. So our power is working and we're good in that aspect. Let's run everything and then work on the back. All right, so now that we got this line ran exactly where this factory one was and zip tied together a little bit, because of course the monitor lines will be running up inside of here. We're just gonna go ahead and start running the back so we can run all the power lines to that and then run the video cable lines up to here. So the best portion to do down in here, you're gonna want to peel back the liner a little bit when you're running power for that reverse camera. And then you're gonna look at your tail lights. And you're gonna try to find the positive and the negative for them, so you can just route up your power straight to that. Alright, so you've located your reverse light right here. One of these is gonna be positive, one of them is gonna be negative. I have a black wire and then I have a purple wire with a black strip. So you can look in your owner's manual, or you can just kind of do a little plug and play, which is what I like to do, because black wires are usually negative. Right here, by the looks of these, I'm going to want, if you can see that in the camera, a little bit more wire exposed. So I'm going to strip these a tiny bit more, start putting them together, and come back to you. So we're going to set the camera right about there. And I took the liberty of hooking it up and running just through the back seat right there. So we can come around, plug it in, turn the auxiliary power on, and see if it works. Alright, so here's where it needs to be plugged into. Alright, so we got it all plugged in all the way up. So now the next day, got the camera plugged back in. I just have this propped up this time. I don't want to worry about taking the boost cage off and all that stuff. I'm gonna run the wires again, and I'll get back to you right after that. Okay, so I just got it really quickly twisted together there. All the wires really quickly ran, and they're just really sloppy right now. We'll get it tidied up if this works. It works. Look at that. So now that you got your camera mounted, you know that's working, you can see it in there. You're gonna want to come to the back to figure out where to mount this one. So yeah, just look at your camera or have somebody move it around for you and figure out where you think you'd want this mounted. Also, you're gonna want to make sure that this is set the right way up. On this particular model, this goes up top. You can tell by looking in the rear view camera if you're gonna be upside down or right side up. So I went ahead and got it mounted straight up underneath the car, underneath the back, centered and aligned. It looked to give us the best picture that he could find looking through the monitor. I got this cord running up here that I'm gonna feed through right now. And then I'll come back to you with the rest of the feeding of the wires and making everything look a lot better. Alright, so quick update. Went ahead and took the back of this bumper off so I can get up and around there a little bit. Took the light off so I can run the wires all the way back down and up through the firewall right here. Plan going forward, I'm gonna start stripping out carpet, just running them all along back. Once we get up to this part, the wire's gonna come down in between this trim, go underneath all of it, all the way up to the front. Come up underneath this trim as well, up through here, in through here, up to the camera, and everything will look neat up in there. Get back to you when that's done. So here we are down to the last part of this install. So everything is ran up and along the side and up underneath the dash, tucked away, zip tied, and taped up nice and neatly. I'm putting it here. I feel like that's gonna be the best for me. So I just did a really quick run around to see how it would all stay up there, and everything was working good. It's by far professional. I'm no professional. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If I helped you out, please like and subscribe, and that'll be it. Thanks for watching.